So, hey, hello all, welcome to Science Books Review. Today I'm gonna review all the books which I have read in the April month of 2024, and that's not a lot. I do tried only two books in the Wheel of Time series, so that's not a lot. So yes, this video is gonna be very short. So let's get into it. The first book which I do tried in this month is The Path of Daggers. This is the eighth book of the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. And initially, I do given a rating of a 2 out of 5 for this book. I regret myself for giving a 2 out of 5 for this book because this book doesn't deserve that rating. It just deserves 1 out of 5. On the first glance, I do rate this book slightly higher because of I'm extremely frustrated about the seventh book of the Wheel of Time series, Crown of Swords. I do necessarily hated all the characters and the plots in that book. That made me to rate this book slightly higher. But looking back at all the things which have happened in this one, I do think it deserves nothing better than 1 out of 5. So yeah, a strange way to start the month. So yeah. And the next book which I do tried is The Winter Heart. This is the ninth book of the Wheel of Time series, and surprisingly, I do love this one a lot. Many of the booktubers does rank this below par, and this has been one of the constant one in the final two books in the entire list. But I do somewhat love this one. This is my fifth favorite book in the series by now. The ending is the book is somewhat really spectacular, and all the things that happened in some female protagonist point of view are extremely funny to read. Some people may find it a cliche, but I somewhat have a liking for all these things. So yeah, I do think this book does worth a 3 out of 5, and I am not going to regret my rating at all. And that's all the books I do have read. And I just want to mention all the books which I wanted to try in the May month. And the first book which I do wanted to try is the Chronicles of Narnia. And it has been 18 months by now. Still, I started reading the series. Way back in the 2022 September, I started reading this one, and it is not of my liking. All the stories are really very childish, which does made me to stay away from this series for nearly an year. And after that, I do try give it a try, but still I can't be able to finish this one. This is my TBR book in the April month itself, but I do fail to read this one this month. So yeah, let's hope finally this would be a month. I do think so. And yeah, there are two stories left in this book, so I will make a video about this one as quick as possible. And the next book which I do try is again it has been the one of the books in the April to TBR context, and this is the Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. And I never touched this book for the last 40 days or so, and yeah, I am extremely disappointed with myself. I do had a lot of time for reading, but I do fail to read all these things because I'm from India and IPL is going on. So I didn't find a way to manage to read these books. So hopefully this month I will try to review this book. And the next book which I do tried is Crossroad of Twilight. I do thought this book is going to rock because the setup of the plot is somewhat really very huge. But this book is kind of really very disappointing to me. I do read nearly 350 pages in this book, but I have been reading this book for nearly 10 to 12 days, and it is really very hard to move on with this plot. Whenever I do started reading this book, I do get this aside and watch some other stuffs in my mobile. So yeah, I got a need to force myself in order to read this one. Maybe this is the last book of the Wheel of Time series in which the slog is there. So hopefully it would end soon. I do really wanted to try the final four books of the series. That's the moment I've been waiting for all my lifetime by now, nearly 15 months by now. So yeah, hopefully it would get soon enough. And Of all the videos I do have made in the last month, I do have made a review on Path of Daggers and Winter Sword, and another one is Wheel of Time Season 1 review of the Amazon Prime video. So these are the three things which I do reviewed in the last month, and I do made a video on reviewing all the 50 books which I have read in my 4-year reading journey. I do thought that video does would get some much more views, like 200 views in my YouTube, because I do thought, okay, I am going to review all the famous series like Song of Ice and Fire and the First Law Universe and even Harry Potter. That is also famous too, right? So, but yes, I am somewhat disappointed with my performance in that video too, and it didn't get enough views too. So I never get disappointed in making a YouTube video, but that is the first time I've slightly thought about why I'm doing this all things. So yeah, I don't want to get demotivated. I just want to start this YouTube channel in order to complete Wheel of Time series. So hopefully those things end well. That's all about the video. Thanks for watching. Tada, bye bye.